Welcome to Tea with Lady T. This is Stephen Lomsese, your host. We are back on our second season of the podcast/talk show. Today we are shooting from Migrant, our new home at Royal V's Guest House and Spa. Royal Bliss Guest House and Spa, yes. So this is where we are. This is where we'll be shooting from. And we are happy to be here. You are welcome to come host your events. You're welcome to do your baby showers, your birthday parties. There's space for events. There's space to sleep in if you want a day out or a night out. You are welcome to come through and check out the place. So Lady T is here today, and we are welcoming you back to our show. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Please like and comment. We would love to hear from you. So in this episode, which is a solo episode, like I'm saying, we are welcoming you back to the second season. When we did our last episode in the last season, the first season, I think I was talking about the book that I was anticipating, and we were waiting for it to be published. So I am excited to show you the book. It is out and you can place your orders. So the book title is The Image of God, The Mystery of Who We Are. So from the title already, you can tell that there's a lot that needs to be unpacked. So we will be doing that time and again as we go through with the podcast, even in the coming sessions. But for now, I just want to maybe give a little bit of background with regards to the podcast. So Tea with Lady T is not necessarily a podcast. It is a talk show. The reason being, the vision behind it is not just to invite speakers or guests to come and sit and have conversations, but also, like today, I am solo. And sometimes even in our last episodes, you have seen us coming with different angles into the show, where we've been bringing different people, even a group of people, where we did different shows. I think the other one that I can refer to was the one we did on GBV, where we invited different people. I think it was about 6 guests in that episode where we dissected on the issue of GBV. And we really tried to go deeper into the issues of GBV, which included the redefining of the word GBV, looking at the gender part of it to say, does it really affect women only, or do men fall into the spectrum? So this is some of the things that we are discussing in the talk show. And obviously, it does do the podcasting, as we sometimes do by bringing in different guests to tell their stories that are inspiring, meaningful, and impacting lives. So in short, Tea with Lady T is about conversations that inspire hope, that bring transformation, and people come in and tell their stories of resilience and strength. And maybe just to get into another part of today's episode, it is actually obviously to say we are back with our second season of the podcast, the tech show, and we are coming to tell even about the projects that we are busy with. But for today's episode, I'll like to speak a little bit more about the book. So while we were waiting for the book to be published, we actually went through a whole lot of challenges. I think the first challenge was the delay. I handed in the manuscript of the book in January, and it has been a very stressful journey. It has been a very challenging time. A lot of things happened, but now that the book is here, people that have already seen, and some have already started pre-ordering the book. This week, I'm expecting the printing to be done for those who have placed their pre-orders for the book. So we'll be doing some distributions If you want to order the book, now that I am talking about it, you can do that on the phone number that I will provide. It will also be flat on the episode, but the number is 083 513 4603. If you want to send an email, you can send an email to tebello@phoenixteenholdings.co.za. That's a very long name. It will be flat as well on the episode. So yeah, if you want to order the book, you can use those channels to order the book. And then the reference number on the ordering process will be book, and then you put your cell number, so that because a Phoenix Teen Holdings account is the one that will be used anyway. So I need to make sure that whatever amount comes into the account goes to the right project, because that is the account that I use for all my business initiatives. So when you order the book, just put in the name book, not your name, because I'm going to call you anyway to check on the number. You put the book as the reference, and then you put your number. Then I will follow up with a call to say, I'm seeing your deposit. This is the number that I'm calling. Then I get your details to send through your book. The amount is $350. It includes the courier service nationwide. So what is in the book? The image of God, the mystery of who we are. The book is about our identity. It is our identity from creation. It is based on biblical scriptures, especially the first 3 chapters of the Bible, Genesis 1, 2, and 3. So it talks about our identity as human beings being made in the image of God. It also talks about how we lost our identity, and that was through sin and disobedience, or sin of disobedience, whichever one you prefer. So among other things that the book actually talks about when you go through, because you can see it's quite a thick book. There's a lot of content in it, but it's not just about the identity and the scriptures that we actually talk about, that I talk about in the book, because I wrote the book. It wasn't a combined project with anyone. So when you go through the book, it also talks about things that impact us in terms of being diverted from the plan of God for our lives. Because when you read in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, chapter 1, we were given dominion. That was the mandate that God sent us to do on earth. We were created in his image to carry his likeness and to have dominion on earth. That's the subject that we'll unpack at some point, because by dominion, we are not talking about us dominating one another, a man dominating a woman dominating a man. But like I'm saying, as we go through with the podcasting going forward, those are the topics that we will maybe unpack. So in the regard of us having things that divide us from the plan of God, we talk about trauma. It's one of the things that you'll find in the book. We talk about the emotional pain. We talk about things, experiences that we go through in life that changes the plan of God upon our lives. And many of us are actually living the life that was not planned for us as people, because we tend of get ourselves identifying with the experiences that we have come across, and we base our desires, we base our needs, we base our lives on that. So we will be unpacking that as well, the trauma that we experience as people, how it distorts our purpose in life and our identity in God. So another thing that maybe I can mention from the book that might be of interest, there is a chapter that actually talks about forgiveness. And the reason why I put this chapter in the book is because by the time I wrote this book, I was going through a very traumatic time of my life, a very bad experience that I was going through at the time of writing the book. And the book actually came as a revelation to what I was going through at the time. So it's not a book that I would have wanted to write. Yes, I wanted to write a book at some point, but it had nothing to do with the content that is in this book. So it was an instruction to write the book simply because of the content that is in the book. So moving forward, just on summary, the book is about our identity, it's about the realignment of our identity. It is about repentance, restoration through obedience, and surrender. You need to surrender our lives to God. We need to return to God. That is the message that came out of the whole experience that I was going through. As traumatic as it was, there was a message that God laid in my heart, in my sleep, in a dream. So you could say that I dreamt about the message. So in continuing to inquire from the Lord about the message, which was return to God, that's how the book was born. So that is the little bit that I can give for now about the book. So please do get your copy, learn more about the identity, learn more about how trauma and emotional pain impacts our lives, our purpose, and learn how we need to return to God. That is the most important part of the book. Now, what has been happening during the break, because we've been on break for a very long time. The last time we did our episode to now, when we are now shooting our second season, we have been on break. I have been on break. I have been busy with other things around my life, around the ministry, around the organization, Peter Hasso Foundation. And just maybe to mention a few things with Peter Hasso Foundation, we have been doing a program that is the emotional and mental well-being of the boy child. Obviously, those who follow the podcast will know that Peter Hasso Foundation is about nurturing and supporting the emotional and the mental well-being of the boy child. Then us assisting mothers, like the event that we just did about the support of mothers and raising sons, mothers come into the picture as the secondary objective of the organization. But Peter Hasso's mandate, Peter Hasso Foundation's mandate, is to nurture and support the emotional and the mental well-being of the boy child. So we have been having this program that started running from March. It was a 2-month program on emotional wellness, which went very well. And I am quite happy that we started with the program. And on the event that we did on Youth Day, which was Moms and Sons dialogue, that's where we managed to actually even give the certificates to the boys that did the program. I think it was over 20 boys that did the program and they got their certificates. And on that note, I just want to thank a whole lot of people. I'm scared to even mention them by names because it's just a lot. I just want to thank them for the support. All the speakers that came through, I want to thank them for the support that they gave. The facilitators that actually invested in the workshops, because we had workshops that were separated. The boys were in the one side and then the moms were on the other side. And the conversations that went in those platforms, I think the facilitators that made sure that everything runs smoothly. And I also want to thank the sponsors that supported the initiative, those who gave in their money, individuals that sent through their monies. Even on the day of the event, I remember I was like, guys, we don't have food, we don't have this, we don't have that. And people kept sending money for the program to happen. And it was a free event. And by the grace of God, I would still want to host the Moms and Sons event as a free event, not being paid for, because it is a very needed dialogue for the mothers that are raising boy children. And the great thing is that while we were doing the program, the emotional and the mental well-being of the boy child, because we were given a group of youth at church to actually do the program with them. The best thing that came out of it was the fact that even the pastor's wife asked for the program to be done for the girls as well. So we are branching out. That is the project that is coming. We are planning to branch out because of the impact that we saw the program having on this the boys and girls, to say we need to take this to other platforms. So we are willing to take the program to schools. We are willing to take the program to rehabilitation centers. We are willing to take the program to juvenile centers. We are willing to take the program to even other churches that have got youth who would love to be taught on the program. But on the program, I won't go much into it. It has got about 8 modules. So we run it over 8 weeks. If it's not 8 weeks, it's not eight weeks like on a Monday to Friday. It's an hour program that can be done maybe in 2 weeks. If you say we need you to come and do the program, you give us 10 days, we do the program and we are done. It's only an hour a module, but it is very impactful, like I am saying. So that is the one thing that we had been busy with on Phethahatso Foundation side. Another thing, maybe on a more personal note, it is the fact that during this break, I focused more on developing myself in terms of studying. So I have completed my trauma practitioner certificate. I am accredited as a trauma practitioner. I also completed another certificate on life coaching. That is the neuro life coaching. So I am now an accredited neurotransformational coach. So I'm very excited to be back with those accolades. I've been looking forward to this moment where I can actually practice professionally and accredited as a coach. It's something that I've been doing anyway, but when you have that paper to qualify you and say, this is what you have done, it makes a whole lot of difference. So another thing is that I'm back on the prison ministry. And as I am speaking to you today, tomorrow I'll be starting my first session back in prison ministry. I will be placed at Luokop Correctional Center. That's where I will be facilitating the program titled Restorative Justice Program. It is aligned with the programs that are done through Correctional Center and the Department of Justice to bring rehabilitation to the offenders. So it's been a lot that has been happening while I was away, but I am quite excited to be back on the platform. And I'm welcoming you once again to come have tea with me. We will talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. But remember, we are looking forward to hearing stories that are of impact, stories of resilience, how you went through a certain experience, how it impacted your life, and how you actually managed to come through it. That is on Development as a Lady T. So on the upcoming events and projects, we have managed also on Phethahatso Foundation. This is an organization that I will keep talking about because it forms part of who I am. So on the issue of Phethahatso Foundation, once again, we have managed to have a place where we will be operating from. For now, it is an office I am happy about that. I know a lot of people have been asking when I go for interviews, even a few times I've been on Alex FM, they kept saying, where can we reach you? Where can we find you? And I've always been giving out the phone number and the email address, and people would call and actually send email addresses. But I think it was very important that we have a home, and I am grateful that God made that happen. We do have a home now. We are still in the process of finalizing the occupation and everything, the leasing and whatnot. You will know of the address soon. But yes, we are going to have an office, and we will also maybe share what type of services we will be offering from the office. Yeah, so let me did it at that. We do have an office. We will share more details once everything has been finalized. So another thing on the projects that are upcoming is the follow-up event that we are having from the moms and sons dialogue that we had in June, because there was a need for us to have a separate follow-up event for the mothers and for the boys, where they are not in the one space, because there's a lot of content and issues that we need to deal with. So that is also on the pipeline. You will know of the dates when these two events will be happening. We will market it and will share more details about it. So it will still be revolving up around the emotional and the mental wellness of mothers and of boys. And then the book, back to the book, as I close, back to the book that I have in my hand. The plan about this book is for it to be distributed, especially in prisons. That is my dream, because it talks about a whole lot of things relating to us as human beings, and how, like I said earlier, how the situations that we come across, the experiences and the pain, the emotional pain, the trauma actually drives us to do certain things, or actually impacts on our lives and the purpose that we are supposed to live, and we don't get to do that. So from the book, just to encourage you to go and buy it, I will read from chapter 5, which is in page 45. The heading of the book is, the heading of the chapter is The Mystery of Who We Are. So the chapter is actually speaking to the title of the book, which is the image of God, the mystery of who we are. So chapter 5 now talks about the mystery of who we are. Just a small paragraph that I will read just to entice you to say, go and buy the book. I will read on the relationship between the three. The three is the spirit, the soul, and the body. And when you look at the T-shirt that I'm wearing, I know I was even wearing it in the last episode that we did on our last season, because I was talking about the book. So this is what is actually has inspired the whole book, like I'm saying. So it talks about the three dimensions of a human being, that is the spirit, the soul, and the body. So it says the distinction between the soul and spirit can be subtle, and many Christian traditions use the terms interchangeably. However, within the tripartite understanding presented in this book, the spirit and soul are viewed as distinct yet deeply interconnected. Their interaction is considered essential to the human experience. So I will leave it at that. Go get your book, place your order. It is only 350, including Korea nationwide. The number that you can request your order from is 083-513-4603. Now, the good news is we will be launching the book in November. We'll be launching the book in November. The dates will be shared. I have a date tentatively in my mind. That is the 22nd of November. That will be a Sunday. Those who can make it on a Sunday, it will be a very lovely thing to see. But please don't ask me why I'm not doing it on a Saturday, because events are being done on a Saturday. The event will be on Sunday, the 22nd of November. So on that note, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Those who have been with us in the first season, thank you so much for continuing to watch the talk show, Tea with Lady T. Those who are new on the platform, thank you for joining us. And please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment. Share the episode, please. And please visit us again or be part of the family. Once again, our special thanks to Royal Bliss Guest House and Spa for the hospitality. We feel at home here. It is lovely. They keep bringing us tea now and again. We are having tea. We are having coffee. Hey, it's busy. So thank you so much to the management and the people who are taking care of the place, the waiters, the waitresses, the cleaners, everyone that is involved in making this space look as it is looking. Thank you so much, and see you next time. And remember, may your spirit, soul, and body remain blameless by the return of Christ. Thank you.